Today we're discussing how to use AI to build a $1 million e-commerce business. So I'm sure you've all heard about e-commerce and dropshipping before. Maybe you've even tried it yourself. And I'm sure you've seen people building up these $1 million brands and exiting and selling them for millions of dollars. So I myself, just a few years ago, I was in law school, $180,000 in law school debt. I dropped out, I went all in on e-commerce, and I built a business from $0 to $6 million in my first 2 years. And the truth is, building a multi-million dollar brand is not as complicated as you might think. And now with AI, it is easier to succeed than ever before in history. And you are really only one single product away from completely replacing your 9-to-5 or doubling or even tripling your income. And you are only one exit away from completely changing your financial future forever. So over the past few years, we have seen countless e-commerce brands explode. Brands like Represent by George Heaton. We have High Smile. We have Liquid Death. And the common thread amongst all these brands is most of them are selling low ticket products that cost under a couple $100s. But here's where the real opportunity is in 2025. With AI revolutionizing every industry, there is a massive opportunity to sell high ticket products that cost over $1,000. And the reason for that is in the past, most online shopping was only impulse purchases. You would see an ad and then you would buy a product. But now, if I'm shopping for, let's say, a fireplace, I can scan a QR code using an AI app and I can see precisely how the fireplace will look in my living room. And there is even complete AI virtual showrooms where I can walk around a showroom on my laptop and look at all different products. And over the next 3 to 5 years, AI is only going to get better and better, and it will make it easier for people to make buying decisions on these high ticket products from the comfort of their own home. Now, make sure you stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to be giving you a free gift worth over $500 at the very end, but it will only make sense if you actually stick around and pay attention. So over the next few years, there will be more and more of these high ticket e-commerce brands selling $1,000 plus products enter and dominate the market. And the best part is you can still get in early. So in this video, I'm going to be outlining to you the very little known method that I used to go from zero, complete beginner, to building a $6 million business in under 2 years. I will show you step by step how you can build your first $1 million e-commerce business that you can eventually exit for a life-changing amount of money. Okay, so step number 1 is going to be choosing a product. Now, the reason why we want to focus on products that cost over $1,000 as a beginner is very, very simple. So let's say, for example, you are selling a $20 product, okay? Let's assume your margins are around, let's say 40%. So that means you're going to make $8 profit if you're selling a $20 item. And let's say to sell that $20 item, you have to spend $5 on ads, which is pretty typical. So that means that you are going to make $3 net profit. So if you're making a very low end $3,000 USD per month salary in the US, that means to replace your salary, you're going to need to sell 1,000 items. But now just imagine for a second if you could sell $8,000 products. If you're thinking, how am I as a beginner going to sell an $8,000 product? Now, just to give you an analogy, there are plenty of real estate agents that work in cities like Dubai, where I live, or New York, and these real estate agents will sell $50 million homes. Now, just because they are selling $50 million homes does not mean that they own $50 million homes themselves. And it's the same thing here. Just because you don't have a $10,000 sauna in your house or a $30,000 golf simulator in your garage does not mean you can't make thousands of dollars selling items like this. Because when I was literally $180,000 in debt, living in my mom's basement, my first winning product was infrared saunas. So on average, I would sell these things for $8,000. So my profit margins are around 25%. So profit would be $2,000. But because we're selling from name brands that customers already know and trust, so here, if you're spending $5 in ads for a $20 product, that would mean that you're getting a 4x return on ad spend. For every dollar you put into ads, you're getting $4 back. But when we sell these name brand products that people already know and trust, we can get up to a 10, 12, 15x return on ad spend. So let's say here on the $8,000 product, I have to spend $500 to make the sale, which is roughly what I would have to spend. That means my net profit was $1,500 per item. So if I want to make the same $3,000 as I did in the previous example, that means I would only need to sell 2 items versus 1,000. Now, as a beginner, what do you think is easier to manage? 1,000 items to 1,000 customers, shipping 1,000 orders, or selling 2 items to 2 customers and having to ship only 2 orders? Obviously this, right? So this is the biggest shortcut in e-commerce. So rather than having to start your own brand from scratch where nobody knows who you are, you can just sell name brand products from the US that people already know. So my first winning brand that I've sold over $2.293 million of has been around for over 40 years. So just because I have a partnership with them, customers would visit my website ready to buy, even though I was a brand new store, just because of that partnership. So this is the biggest shortcut in e-commerce. Now, in the past, you would have had to spend days, weeks searching for these, but now we can use AI to find these in seconds. So I've put together a few prompts for you here. Like let's say if I just want to find a general product product, here's a prompt that I can put in. So I can just pop the prompt in here, click search, and you can see all these products here. We have luxury massage chairs, saunas, smart refrigerators, gas ranges, coffee machines, literally hundreds of these amazing products. Now, if I want to find something a little bit more unique or viral, I can use any of these prompts. It doesn't really make a big difference, but I can pop this in here. So what previously would have taken days or weeks to find winning products, now can just take seconds using AI. So you can see here, I put together a few different prompts where you can use just like that. Now, another way to find products is just to keep your eyes open in day-to-day life. So if you're walking around, just have a notes app on your phone. Whenever you see a product that looks like it costs over $1,000, just note it down there. It's one of the best ways to find winning items. So once you have a list of potential product ideas, the next thing you want to do is just to actually check their search demand and check the seasonality trends. So I built an app called Supplier HQ that actually makes this super easy. So let's say for our example today, I'm going to do this with massage chairs. So massage chairs will be our product. So what we want to do is we want to find the search demand, and we want that to be over 20,000, and we want to check the seasonality or the trends. So what I can do is I can go inside of Supplier HQ here, and I want to go to search demand right here. And then I want to just type in the product type. So I can type in massage chair. And then the main things I want to look for is I want to sort by the US, so I can make sure I'm in the US. That's where my store is going to be based. So I can see here there's 91,000 searches per month, which is well above our amount of 20,000. So there's 91,000. So that passes. And then the next thing we want to check is seasonality. So when we're looking at seasonality here, we want to ignore the months of December and November, just because they're Christmas time. There's going to be natural spikes, but I can see the rest of the year. So in January, they're actually very high as well. But for the rest of the year, it's pretty stable. So there's a big spike in December, January, which is pretty normal for the holiday time. Other than that, it's pretty stable, and there's over 20,000 every single month. So I would say it also passes the seasonality trend there. So once we check the demand and seasonality and verified that's right, that means we have a product we can move forward with. So do you see how it makes so much more sense for you as a beginner to sell these more high ticket items, where you can sell these items where you can profit thousands of dollars right away? So once we have a product, the next step is to actually find suppliers. So again, previously this used to take a very long time. We'd have to go on Google, we'd have to find our competitor stores, then we'd have to find all the brands on their website and put them in a Google Sheet. But now, again, with Supplier HQ, we've made this process so you can do it in just a click. So what we can do is we want to go to the product explorer here. We want to go to all categories, and then we want to find the product we're selling. So for in this case, I want to type in massage chairs. I can see right here, here's massage chair, and then I can just click view. Now when I click view, it's going to pull up all the massage chair suppliers in a single click. So I can see here that there's around 100 massage chair suppliers. Usually we want to make sure there's at least 20 to 30, but obviously there's well over that, so we are good to go. Now that we have a product picked, we have a list of all our suppliers, the next thing we want to do is build a website. So if you wanted to start a business even 10 years ago, you would have had to hire developers, coders, pay thousands of dollars, and probably wait weeks or months until your website is ready. But now Shopify has revolutionized the game with essentially what are called website templates. So essentially all you have to do is to give you a base website template. You just have to go fill in the images and the text and the copy, and then you'll have a website. Again, what used to take weeks or months can now be done in a matter of a couple of hours. And if you don't want to do it yourself, there's platforms like Fiverr where you can have people come build your entire website for you. So what we want to do is build a demo store, so then we can send them, hey, this is my massage chair website. This is where I want to list your products. And they can see we have branding, we have a nice looking site. It just helps us overall look more official and build trust, which will actually help us close more suppliers in the next stage. So it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but we should make our homepage look nice. We should have an About Us page on the website. All very, very basic stuff that you can just hire someone on Fiverr to do for very cheap. So if I can just go on here and type in Shopify, you can see here that all sorts of people have different offers. And just to show you an example of a massage chair store, this one here is called Massage Chair. And we would want our store to look something like this. Obviously, we don't want to copy it exactly. We can use AI to change around the website copy. We don't want to leave fake reviews, but we can have something about the owner here and just a nice looking website that looks like this that doesn't have any actual products on it. Now, if you want to find inspiration from successful competitors who are doing well, one thing you can do is you can turn on a VPN in whatever area you're based, and you want to go on Google Shopping and just type in your product. So if I type in massage chair, and then what it will do is it will show me all the massage chairs in the US. So what I can do is I can go down here to where it says stores. And usually I want to find stores that have the product type in the name. So you can see here, Massage Chair Deals, Massage Chair Planet, all these different ones with Massage Chair literally in the name, as well as the e-massage chair one that I was just showing you. So now if we want to find out if these stores are successful, and obviously if we're going to build a demo store and we're going to model someone, we want them to be successful, right? So I would take their URL, and then I can go to this website called similarweb.com. And I think you have a certain amount of free ones you can use per month, but I can put their website in here, and then I can see how much traffic they're getting per month. So I can see they're getting 31,000 visitors in January, which is pretty good. Anything over 10,000 means they're doing well over 6 figures per month. So that means I could take their website and I could go to someone on Fiverr, for example, and I could say, hey, I'm starting a massage chair store. I really like this website called e-massage chair. Can you build me a website with obviously your website name, maybe some different colors that is just modeling this? I don't need any real products. This is just roughly what I want it to look like design-wise. And then they'll be able to just pop that up for you within a couple of days. Okay, so now we have a product, we have suppliers, and we've built our demo store. Step number 4 is actually reaching out, closing suppliers. So getting permission to sell their products. When we reach out to close a supplier, so we have our website, we have our supplier's warehouse, we have customers coming to our website. So when he comes to our website and buys, let's say he buys a massage chair, we will send his information to our supplier, and then they will have the product in their warehouse. So we never have to see or touch it, and they will ship the item to our customer. So that's how it works. So when we're reaching out to them, we're just asking, hey, can we have permission to list your products on our website? So then when we advertise, we do our marketing, and we bring in customers, then when we make sales, we'll send the customer's information to them, and they'll ship the product to our customer. So yes, it is dropshipping. Dropshipping is nothing more than a fulfillment method. I don't like to use the word dropshipping because when people hear dropshipping, they think cheap products, China, and that's the exact opposite of what we're selling, expensive products from name brands in the US. So yes, the fulfillment method itself is dropshipping, but it's a much, much different model than what most people think of that. So now for closing suppliers, it's actually very, very simple. All we really have to do is just reach out and say, hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm starting a massage chair store. I was doing some research on your brand, and I think you'd be a great fit for us to list on our website. Can you please let me know the next steps for becoming an authorized dealer? So it's very, very simple. And then you just want to stay and follow up. So if they don't answer your email, then you want to give them a call. If they don't answer your call, maybe you want to reach out to someone else at the company. But overall, it's a very simple process. So let's say in Supplier HQ, if I decide I want to work with the brand called, let's say Osaki is a big brand. So they have a lot of search demand. I can see they have 11,000 people searching for them per month. I can click on Osaki. And then when I do that, I can unlock for 1 credit. I can see their email here and their phone number. And we can use AI to actually build our prompts for us. So here's a ChatGPT prompt aimed at making us an email to close suppliers. So I can just pop it in here. I am a massage chair store and I want to reach out to Osaki. And please create a personalized script aimed at helping me close them. So you can just pop it into AI here. It will spit out a script relatively quickly and that you can use to actually send it to them. So you have the subject, partner with Osaki, expanding your reach. And again, you just want to send this to them. They don't answer your email, call them a couple days later. If they don't answer your call, email someone else at the company, but you just want to stay persistent. It's completely normal to not get answered, but the biggest thing is just you stay persistent, you will 100% close suppliers. So we've had, just to give you context, we've had people close like 80 suppliers in a week as beginners. So it's definitely possible in any niche. You just have to stay persistent and keep following up. So essentially, once they say yes to this, they'll send you a product list of all their products with their pictures, the descriptions, which you can then use to put them on your own website. Now there's this other tool called Shopify Scraper, which is a bit of a hack. But essentially what you can do is you can find other stores that are selling Osaki products. Let's say, for example, I want to sell Osaki massage chairs and I've closed them and I have permission to sell their products. So if I go to a website like, let's say, Recovery for Athletes, which I think is built on Shopify, you can use this tool here called Shopify Scraper. And then what you can do is you can click it right here. And when I click Shopify Scraper, what you can do is click Export Products. And essentially what it'll allow you to do is take everything on this page from this other Shopify store. This one's doing very, very well. And then it will let you copy their entire product onto your own website. Now, I'm not saying to just copy it. What I would do then, once it's on your website, is so the thing that you have to be aware of is they do not own these images. So these images would have been sent to you by the supplier as well. So if you got permission to sell Osaki products, they would have given you permission to use these images as well. So this is not the property of Recovery for Athletes. Once you click Export Products onto your own website, it will copy everything there. What I would do is just ask AI to optimize the product descriptions. So I would say, make these product descriptions better, just so the words are different, but you usually have permission to use their pictures. Unless, for example, there's something like Recovery for Athletes logo here where they've put their own time into developing their own images to improve them. Then you wouldn't want to use them. The Shopify Scraper tool can essentially allow you to just, instead of having to spend all that time uploading products yourself, you just click a button and the products are on your own website, and then you can just use AI to change around the descriptions. Okay, so that is how we close suppliers. So step number 5 then is ads. We use kind of a 2-tiered ad strategy now. We used to only use one, and I'm going to explain it to you. So previously, a year or two ago, this is how we did our ads. So think of a funnel, and there's 3 layers to this funnel. There's the most people up here. Let's just say 100,000 people here searching for massage chair. It's a generic term. We saw in the previous section that there's over 90,000. So let's simplify, say 100,000 people are searching for massage chair. And then we saw in the last step that there is 10,000 people searching for Osaki, a specific brand, Osaki massage chair. And now let's say there is 1,000 people searching for the Osaki Maestro massage chair, which is a specific model. So we can see how it would make sense that there are more people searching for this generic term, a little bit less searching for this popular brand, and then even less searching for a specific product of that brand. Now, as we go down the funnel, the buying intent increases, right? So this person is very, very ready to buy. Now, when we're first starting out, for years, I recommended people focused on these 2 only, because this is how we can get $15, $20 return on ad spend. So if we spend $1,000 in ads, we can expect like $15,000 to $20,000 in sales, assuming everything else is done right. Obviously, we have a good website, we're responsive. Assuming everything else is done perfectly, we can expect that. Now, the best thing is we can make our first sales doing this relatively easily. But because there's limited people here, it is more difficult to scale, and it's more susceptible to competition. So if there's a whole bunch of people targeting these 1,000 people, it can be harder and harder. So what we do now is we use a strategy called PMAX. So PMAX is a type of Google Ads campaign that gives you very little control, but it targets everyone. It targets everyone here, even people who are not even searching for massage chair at all, that it thinks based upon its AI algorithm data, they could be interested in. So then what we want to do is, let's say someone, for example, gets hit with our PMAX ad. We just want to keep spend low here. It could even be like $20, $30 a day. So then what PMAX is going to do is build this audience for us. So let's say someone types in massage chair, they get hit with a PMAX ad, they visit our website, and then they start doing some research. Top massage chair brands. They do some reading. Google can see which websites they're reading, and they go to an article that they can see Osaki is rated the best brand in 2025. So then they might type into their browser, Osaki massage chair. But because they've already visited our website before, then they'll recognize us when they type in Osaki, and then they'll be more likely to come back to us. So essentially, these two strategies work very, very well together. So we want to have our bids high down here where we're bidding on these people, but we want to run a PMAX campaign with around $20 a day spend to build this big audience up top of people who will then become more interested. But because we're targeting them up here, they, as they make their way down their funnel, as they do more research, they will be more likely to buy from us down here. And this strategy has been working very, very well. So we want to take the traditional strategy of targeting the lowest funnel buyers. We have to use PMAX to build up our top of funnel audience and help these people actually come down the funnel where they actually make their buying decision. The most profitable audiences in marketing are remarketing audiences. So because they've already visited our website at the top, they're more likely to buy from us as they move down the funnel. That is the ad strategy I recommend doing. And make sure you stick around to the end of the video, guys. I have a special gift for you. It's going to be worth over $500, but it's only going to make sense if you actually hear out the rest of this strategy. Now, once you launch your ads, there are a number of things you can do. So you can use a software like Lucky Orange. So Lucky Orange essentially allows you to watch customers on your website. So when someone clicks your ad and they visit your website, you'll be able to see, for example, if they're clicking a button that's not actually a button, or if they're scrolling to a certain part of the page and then leaving because they found something not interesting or they didn't trust the page, or whatever. You can get a lot of insights from just watching your customers and how they behave on your store. And the other thing is, as I said before, in order for your ads to work, we need to be doing everything else right. So we need to have an excellent looking website. It doesn't have to be perfect. We want it to focus on speed over perfection. So we don't want to spend 8 months building the perfect website. I would rather you do as best as you can in a week, launch, and then watch your customers on Lucky Orange and tweak it as you go. But overall, we need to have a nice looking website that's at least trustworthy. We need to be very, very responsive on chat and call. So usually the more expensive the item gets in price, the more important customer service is. So if you're spending $20, $30 items, it's very likely someone's going to chat or call in. They're just going to buy. We're selling $10,000 saunas where we're going to profit $4,000 orders. Usually about 50% of people are going to want to talk on the phone quickly just to make sure you're a legit company. It might just call, say, hey, I just want to check you're real before I order. Something like that. Or they might have a few product questions. But obviously it's worth taking that phone call if you're going to be making thousands of dollars. Eventually you can outsource this to someone else, but you want to make sure you're at least responsive on the call and on live chat. So you want to have both of those things so your customers can contact you just to make sure that trust is there. So doing this alone, even with just a few brands, should get us to our first $20, $30, $40, $50,000 months. But once we get off the ground, the next part is scaling. So there is two ways we can scale. We can scale vertically or horizontally. So vertical scaling is simple. So we're spending $100 per day, $3,000 per month. Let's say we're getting an X return on ad spend. That means we'll be making $30,000 in sales. Massage chairs have very high margins, around 40%. That means our profit will be $12,000 minus $3,000 in ads. Our net profit or take home will be $9,000. Okay, so there's two ways we can scale here. Number one, we have vertical scaling. So this might mean we are not going to add any brands or any products. We're just going to spend more on what's already working. So we're scaling vertically. So now instead of spending $100 per day, let's say we spend $300 per day on ads. So that means we're going to be spending $9,000 per month. And now let's say because we're spending more to the same people, there's only so many people down here, right? We're spending more to the same people. Let's say if our ROAS drops from 10 to, let's say now it actually drops as we triple our ad spend to only 7. Now that means because we're spending 9,000, we're getting a 7x return on ad spend. Our sales will be 63,000. Our profit is 40%. Our profit here will be 25,200 minus the 9,000 we spent in ads. It's going to be roughly 16,000. So we can see here, our profit is $7,000 higher, but our sales more than doubled. So our profit margins are going down, but it's still a good decision. If we can spend more and increase our profit, all that really matters is that this number here is increasing, right? Now, another thing we could do is instead of scaling vertically, we could scale horizontally. So this would be, now we're going to add 6 brands instead of 3. So we're going to have 6 brands and we're going to keep spending the same amount on each brand. So rather than spending $100 per month, we're going to spend $200 per month, but we have double the brands, right? So now we're spending $6,000 per month and we're going to keep our 10x ROAS. Now we have 60,000 in sales, 24,000 in profit minus the 6,000 in ads. Now we have 18,000 profit. Some brands are going to have higher margins than others, but that is roughly how you want to think about scaling your store. You can scale vertically, so you can do things as well like increase your conversion rate. So if you increase your conversion rate, then maybe you can get this ROAS back up to 9 as you vertically scale. At the end of the day, as I said before, the purpose of this video is how to teach you how to make a $1 million exit. Usually, e-commerce businesses sell for 4 times their yearly profit. So if you are doing $250,000 profit per year, that means you can probably sell that business for around $1 million. Now, whenever setting goals, I'm a huge fan of breaking them down into daily tasks. So if our goal is to sell our business for $1 million, that means we need to get $250,000 profit. So $250,000 profit, just to simplify, is roughly $20,000 profit per month. It ends up being $240,000, but it's roughly the same. If we simplify with massage chairs, let's say we're making $1,000 profit per sale. That means we need to make 20 sales per month, okay? So that roughly means 5 sales per week. Now, on our store, if we're going to convert 0.4% of people, which when we're selling high-ticket products is pretty good, that means 1 out of every 250 people who visit will buy. So if we need 5 sales per week, that means we need to get 250 times 5, 1,250 store visitors per week. And this is very easy to do with all the different channels we can market on. We can advertise on Google, Bing. So massage chairs in specific have an older demographic, which often use Bing instead of Google. So we can use Google, Bing. We can use organic strategies like blogging, social media, LinkedIn. But ultimately, all we have to do now is very simple. How can we get 1,250 people to visit our store per week using all these methods while staying profitable, improving our website, adding more brands and everything like that? But we all know that most people watching this video are just gonna flick by and never actually take any action on anything I just shared with you. But for those who are listening and are actually ready to take action and change their life, here is the gift I promised you. So what you can do is go to this URL here, highticket.supplierhq.io. You can go right here to the Unstoppable plan. You'll get a free 30-day trial where you will actually get access to 50 supplier credits to unlock supplier information that you can reach out to. You'll be able to access our entire product and supplier database. So when you go in here, you can go to the product database. You can find all sorts of winning products. And when you go in here, you can see things like their search demand, their average price point. And then with an instant click, you can find all the suppliers for any product type. And as I said, you'll get 50 credits that you can use to unlock these. So that is a super, super valuable free gift. And also if you want to access these AI prompts, I'm going to put them in the comment section. If you want to actually watch a completely free training where I go in depth on over an hour on every step of this from A to Z and break all this down, I'm going to put the link to my completely free training in the description. You should definitely go watch that right now. And I'll also show you how you can work with me and my team. So if you are interested in starting your own high-ticket e-commerce, no inventory dealer method business, make sure you watch the video below. So if you took any value at all today, make sure you hit subscribe to my channel, leave any questions in the comments, but I hope you took some value. That's all for today's video. Peace.